Alvin Kamara's production obviously has dipped a bit along with the run game in general, but why have his snap counts and touches also decreased in recent weeks?
Yeah, I think part of that is, again, we're coming out of these games with not as many plays as we'd like, but that's not the intention. Obviously, he's been such a big part of our offense, both in the run game and the pass game. It's our jobs as coaches to make sure he's on the field and to make sure that he's getting those opportunities. So we got to do a better job.
What about specifically inside the opponent's 1 to 10? He has 6 touches there this year. Why is he maybe not getting touches in that specific area of the field?
Yeah, I think just the way some of the games have unfolded are the opportunities, but obviously, again, the same thing, same answer. As a coaching staff, he's obviously been a big part of what we've done. There's some other guys that we've given opportunities to down there as well, but that's on us as coaches to make sure he's getting those opportunities.
The simple answer that a lot of people offer up is, okay, if you can't run it, why aren't you throwing it to him, getting him out in space? What makes that harder to do than as simple as that?
Well, I think sometimes it could depend on what defense you're seeing. What are they playing? Are they hitting him as he's coming out of the back? There's certain things that come up throughout the game that that they're coaching their guys to maybe just, hey, this guy's a big part of what they do. So again, but we have to be creative and find ways to get him the ball.
What are some of the biggest benefits of getting Erik back at center?
Yeah, I think obviously he's the leader of that group with the communication, and he's such a big part of what we're doing up front with the offensive line. So it's good to have him back out there, and we'll continue as we get through this week with the evaluation process and what the decisions or the powers to be make the decision. But it's great to have him back out there.
What's his impact specifically just on the running game, having him on power runs and inside runs and stuff?
Yeah, I think he's obviously, in our opinion, he's one of the top players in the league at that position, and we feel really good about having him out there. And he's played at a high level when he's been out there. So again, he's got a huge impact on what we're doing offensively, both in the run game and in the pass game.
Just like about Benjamin.
I think this a guy that we saw runs hard, makes good decisions. He's got great feet, and so it was nice to have him out there, and we're excited to have him and just to get more work with him. But again, he's a guy that we feel like's been productive, runs hard again, and really makes good decisions with his cuts. So we're excited to have him.
How do you go about, I guess you guys have had some time now to think about this, but splitting up Mark's workload? How do you kind of put that piece together?
Well, I think obviously there's other guys in that room that we feel good about, and they're in the building here for a reason. So I think that, as we progress through the week, there's going to be opportunities for other guys because you can't just go into the game with just one guy playing every snap. So those guys will get some opportunities.
Pete, do you guys feel like you know everything you need to know about Jameis, or is there still an element of unknown, kind of just given how this season has played out?
Well, I just think it's as the season has gone, we felt good about the way Andy has played, and obviously we don't have as many victories as we'd liked. Obviously that's the downside, but when you go back and look at it and evaluate, since Andy's been playing, he's done a good job.
I mean, just kind of more specifically, what Jameis can be as a player. Do you guys feel like you have, through practice and all that, you guys know everything? You feel like you need to know?
Well, I think those evaluations will come at the end of the season.
Hey, Pete, it's kind of off topic, I guess, but today Purdue made their name Drew Brees.
I saw it.
What is it about him that you think will make him do well?
Well, obviously, he's a person that communicates with people at a high level. He knows his audience and knows how to motivate people, how to get them going, and he talks to them in such a way that people understand, and I think that he'll bring such a value. I don't know exactly what his role is. I just saw the headlines, and I'm sure I'll reach out at some point just to see what he's doing. But obviously, his experience as well, being able to talk about what he's done, talking about that with these players, I think that'll be a big part. And then I'm sure guys hearing from Drew Brees, that'll be a good thing for recruiting.
Is coaching something you saw in his future when he was here?
We've had those discussions. I didn't know if he would ever, he was. I'll tell you this: when he was coaching his kids, whatever flag football or whatever that was, he was into it, and he'd bring his playbook of whatever that was and what we was calling him. So he was obviously, if he ever chose to go that route, he'd be great. He'd be awesome.
Falcons are looking to start Desmond Ridder this week. Is he somebody that y'all dug, or what did you dig into around him when
Yeah,
he did his
we did our homework on him, and then and felt had a high opinion of the player, and so obviously haven't seen it. I'm not paying attention to that side of the ball, but obviously he was a player coming out of the draft that we had a high opinion of.
What were some things you liked about him?
His ability to move. Obviously extremely productive in that offense, throwing the ball and also with his feet. So I think that the defensive guys will talk about it more, but obviously he's a good player and probably brings some elements of both being able to throw and run the football.
And for Trevor, it's obviously been a disjointed rookie season, but final 4 weeks of the season, how do you kind of look at getting a first-round pick more incorporated just as you go out?
Yeah, I think that's part of maybe what packages we're doing, and we can control when he's on and off the field, and so I think that's just us giving him those opportunities and letting him to grow and hopefully come out of the game with more and more reps.
What's the value of seeing snaps from him this season, going into the offseason, and kind of getting an early evaluation on him for 2023 maybe?
Yeah, I think we had a really strong feeling about him coming out of training camp, and it was unfortunate that he got hurt because then you get caught up with the season once the season starts. But I think that our opinion of him hasn't changed from drafting him and then how we felt about him coming out of training camp.
Could seeing more of him this season impact sort of or inform more about how you approach the offseason with him, getting him ready for 2023?
Well, I think again, regardless of what his opportunities are, I think that we have a high opinion of what the offseason and getting him more and more work and getting into the training camp again with him. So I think that does it have an impact? Again, with those opportunities, we'll see how he plays, but obviously, bright future for him.
If one of the starting tackles has to come out for some reason, can you say if he's next in line on either side?
Well, I think that would be, without saying it, really what we would do. But we have a plan going in the game that if first tackle down, who's in, first guard down, who's in. So and how we might move pieces. But obviously, we would feel very confident with him in there if it came to that.